Hello guys, welcome back to my channel. This is me Jyoti Ketan and you're watching Arcandy. In this channel we discuss about architecture, construction and different materials. Today we are going to discuss about architecture styles. So without further delay, let's get started with today's video. An architecture style is characterized by the features that makes a building or other structure notable and historically identifiable. A style may include such elements as form, method of construction, building materials, and regional character. Most architecture can be classified as a chronology of styles which change over time, reflecting changing fashions, beliefs, and religions over the emergence of new ideas, technology, or materials which make new styles possible. Classical architecture was constructed in ancient Greece between the 7th and 4th century BC. It is best known for its large religious temples built in stone design from principle of order, symmetry, geometry, and perspective. A notable characteristic of its expressiveness are the principle of the architectural orders Doric, Ionic, and Corinthian. The greatest work of classical architecture is the Parthenon, built in the Acropolis of Athens in the 5th century BC. The Parthenon exhibits striking characteristics: a volume built upon a foundation that supports the sequence of columns and its capitals, which in turn support a pediment. Romanesque. Developed in Europe between the 6th and 9th centuries, this architecture style has great relation to its historical context. In a period when European countries were at war and worried about protecting against invasions, the buildings inspired by the Republic of Ancient Rome were characterized by heavy and resistant walls and minimal openings in semicircular arches. Its main examples are the churches built during this period, and one of the most important is the Santiago de Compostela Cathedral in Spain. It was built during the Crusades and it is the greatest product of this style. Gothic architecture was originally named French work as it is originated in the late Middle Ages in France between the years 900 and 1300. It was only during the Enlightenment that the name Gothic came about to refer to the vertical and majestic architecture produced in that period. The main Gothic works are related to churches and cathedrals with the ogival churches and reef vaults. Most Gothic buildings are considered UNESCO World Heritage Site, such as the Notre Dame Cathedral and Reims Cathedral. Baroque. Beginning in the 16th century under monarchist regime in Europe, Baroque architecture can also be seen in religious buildings, making use of ornaments and elements that sought to establish a dramatic sense, especially by contrasting light and dark. Baroque architecture viewed structural elements as platforms for decoration. One of the early examples of this style is the Church of Gesù in Rome, which boasts the first truly Baroque facade. Neoclassical. From the 18th century onwards, neoclassical architecture sought to revive classical Greek and Roman buildings. Its expression is strongly related to its social and economic context, the Industrial Revolution in Europe, and a period in which upper middle class students began the grand tour tradition, traveling around the world and coming into contact with ancient works. The revival of European cultural production brought an architecture oriented towards rational symmetry as a response to Baroque architecture. This movement continued until the 19th century and was manifested in various countries. Beaux Arts. This academic style originated in the Fine Arts School in Paris in the mid-1830s. It established a language that referred to other periods such as French Neoclassicism, Gothic architecture, and the Renaissance. However, it is also employed contemporary materials such as glass and iron. Although it emerged in France, this style influenced American architecture and served as a reference to architects such as Louis Sullivan, the father of the skyscraper. The buildings from this moment exhibit sculptural ornamentation blended with the modern lines. In Europe, an important example is the Grand Palais in Paris, and in the United States, the Grand Central Terminal in New York. Art Nouveau. Art Nouveau originally served as a guide to several disciplines from architecture to painting and furniture design to typography. As a reaction to the eclectic styles that dominated Europe, Art Nouveau manifested itself in architecture in decorative elements. The buildings, full of carved and sinuous lines, receive ornaments inspired by organic shapes such as plants, flowers, and animals, both in terms of design and the use of color. Its first buildings were designed by Belgian architect Victor Horta. However, the first emblematic exemplars were authored by the Frenchman Hector Guimard. Art Deco. Art Deco emerged in France right before World War I, and just like Art Nouveau influenced several areas of art and design. Blending modern design, handcrafted elements and luxurious materials, the movement represented a moment of a great belief in social and technological progress in the continent. Auguste Perret, a French architect and pioneer in the use of reinforced concrete, was responsible for designing one of the first Art Deco structures. Bauhaus Bauhaus was born at the first design school in the world at the beginning of the 20th century. It was embedded in a discourse that spanned from furniture design to plastic arts and the avant-garde posture in Germany. The relationship between industrial production and product design was critical to the school's architectural proposals, adopting a highly rationalized stance on the design process. Modernism was born in the first half of the 20th century. It can be said it began in the Germany with Bauhaus, or France with the Le Corbusier, or the US with Frank Lloyd Wright. However, Le Corbusier's contribution to the understanding of modern architecture is most notable, particularly for his ability to synthesize the precepts he adopted in his works, Design and Discourse. An example in his 1926 manifesto, The 5 Points of New Architecture, also known as the 5 Points of Modern Architecture. Postmodernism. From 1929 onwards, with the onset of the Great Depression, a chain of criticism of modern architecture begins and continues until the late 1970s. Postmodern architecture examines some of modernism's central principles from a new historical and compositional perspective, both in the discourse and build works. For this, different strategies for questioning were adopted, sometimes by the use of irony, others by an intense influence in popular culture. The book Learning from the Las Vegas is one of the seminal works of postmodern thought. Deconstructivism. Deconstructivism originated in the 1980s and questions the precepts and process of design and incorporates non-linear dynamics to the field's reasoning. Deconstructivism relates to two main concepts: deconstruction, a literary and philosophical analysis that rethinks and dismantles traditional modes of thinking, and constructivism, the artistic and architectonical Russian movement from the early 20th century. Guys, this much for today's video. I'll see you in the next video. Until next time, stay tuned to my channel and don't forget to like, share, comment and subscribe to my channel. And thanks for watching. Don't forget to press the bell icon so that you will be notified whenever I upload a video. Bye bye guys.